Hi, I'm Amy, and this is
Hey.
Joe. And we have been Young Living brand partners now for about 2.5 years.
Yep.
And we want to just chat with you a little bit about the lymph cleanse. First of all, you might think about your lymph system like this. Now, we all have a car, we all drive a car, and when we see a maintenance light come on in the car, whether that be the engine light comes on or just for the regular maintenance that has to be done on our cars, we know that we need to go and get those things done and taken care of, because when we do, our cars run better, and we know that it's going to increase the life of our cars, right? If we keep them well maintained. And so when you think about cleansing your lymph, you might compare it to that. Honestly, sometimes we take care of things like our cars a lot better than we do in taking care of our bodies. I know sometimes we just get too busy with life and we don't take the time to do the things that we need to do to help ourselves to be healthy and to stay healthy. And so a lymph cleanse is one of those things that can really, really have a big impact on you. If you have things like cellulite, or you have frequent headaches, or maybe it's that you just have aches and pains, maybe a lot of allergy symptoms going on, things like that, this lymph cleanse can really help with some of those things. I just completed the lymph cleanse a week or so ago, and I'm still kind of waiting to see, what were my results. I didn't have a lot of extra pounds that I expected to lose with it, but so I'm just kind of waiting to see, how really did it go. When the allergy season comes in the fall, I'm hopeful that maybe because my lymph is flowing better, that won't be as big of an issue for me. I'm going to let Joe chat with you right now a little bit more about your lymph system and why it's so important to keep it flowing and working well.
So the lymph system is one of the most underappreciated systems in the body. It impacts every single system, and yet most people don't even know what it is. And when you're thinking about, everybody kind of knows you cut yourself, you bleed red, and what they don't know is that is just one part of your circulatory system. The lymph system is its complement, and so you're going to if the say the circulatory system was 10,000 miles long, the lymph system would be about 60,000 miles long, and so it is quite a bit more extensive than your normal blood carrying system, and it is super important. It does three primary things. It maintains your fluid balance in your body. So we probably all know somebody that has what we call edema or swelling. Typically, it's in the lower extremities from sitting too long at work or standing still for too long over years and years and years, or it may be a result of having lymph vessels removed due to cancer treatment, things like that. So it has that fluid balance responsibility in the body. It also has the responsibility of transporting fats in the body. So when you eat fats and you take them through your body and they are digested, it is the lymph system that carries them throughout the body so that you can use those fats in a healthy manner. And then it also has the responsibility of maintaining, it has a huge responsibility with your immune system and your immune response. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. When we have dysfunction in the immune system, we see inflammation and we see all sorts of things like that, higher rates of illness and infection and difficulty. She mentioned allergies. That can be a result of that, but that's more of a clearance issue rather than directly related to your immune system, because the lymph system is directly related to B cells and T cells. And we all know about the immune response because if you've ever had tonsillitis, that's of course a lymph issue, but you feel those lumps in your throat when you have a sore throat. And those are typically, oh, I have lymph glands. Well, you have anywhere between 450 to 600 different lymph glands in your body, and they're about 5 millimeters in size, so they look like little beans about that big, and they're scattered all throughout your body. And from those, that is where the body filters lymph. It stores cells for B cells for when they need to go out and attack, and that's why we get that swelling. They're starting massive production of B cells, and they just spit them out so that your body can combat these viruses or these bacteriological infections. And of course, your thymus. Right here behind your breastbone, and there's your T cell production, and that's one of the things that shrinks throughout your lifetime until it dwindles away by the time you pass. When we're talking about maintaining our lymph system, it is so critical that we do that. And Amy's going to get a little bit about what this lymph cleanse is going to look like. And she mentioned she's not sure exactly what is going on in her body right now. And there's a reason for that. The reason for that is because Amy and I have spent the last 12 years of our life, and for me it's been about the last 30 or so, but definitely for her and I together, about the last 12 years of our life, properly maintaining and cleaning our body. And so while we might not have that dramatic result, what it's doing for her is it is reducing systemic inflammation throughout her body, which is much more difficult to measure, but it shows up as joint pain, as chronic fatigue, lack of energy, and different things like that. That's how it's going to show up. And by doing this, she is preparing her body for a healthier response to the next onslaught that may come. Maybe it's going to be COVID. Maybe it's going to be something else that's going to come along in the fall. We all know, those of us in the health industry know that we're seeing an uptick right now of infections, different types of infection. We've had flu A and B this year in crazy numbers. We've had RSV in crazy numbers this year. Just different things are going on, and we know that COVID is very seasonal, so I'm expecting in the fall we're going to see an uptick of that. We're going to be better prepared for that because of the actions that we're taking right now. But Amy's going to go into some details on kind of the mechanics of doing the lymph cleanse and how simple it is and how easy it is. I'm going to explain a little bit about why that's what's going on when you do that. So you have these little beans scattered out all throughout your body. And as part of the lymph cleanse, you're going to put some oils on and you're going to massage those little beans. And when those beans get full of stuff, they get enlarged and sometimes they get hard. Now, if you're doing this lymph cleanse and you notice hard little beans, it's time to go see your doctor, because that's a lot of times can be a calcification or a hardening there because you have malignant tissue. And so I'm not a doctor, but I'm just going to throw that out there, that if you're doing this and you run into something like that, that's just like this, feels like a rock instead of a squishy bean, then you probably need to go get some professional guidance on that. But when you massage that bean, what you're doing, and you are pushing some of that fluid that's in there out. And so you can massage that around. When you put those oils on there, what you're doing is there's some of that mechanical stuff is going on, but there's also some of those oils, depending on what's going on with you. Like using Citrus Fresh in there, so you get all those citrusy detoxing benefits in those lymph glands. And so you'll find these bumps. I get them down here, like there's one right there. I can feel right now, and I just get in there and I just dig around on it. And it's not where you'd think a lymph gland is. You'd think they're up here in the armpits, but mine show up right in here. I just get in there and I break that thing loose, and just I get them here along my rib cage. Sometimes I get them, typically the places we think about them in our neck, and you can get in there and get those ones. You get them here in your collarbones, down here where your scalene's attached to the first rib, and you can just massage all those things out. I get them across the front of my chest sometimes, not lumps, but I can feel the tender spots. And so right here in this, there's an emotional release in there, spot in there too, but I can work that with some oils and really get some relief in there. And then the groin is where a lot of people will have little beans show up over the course of time. Now, since the lymph system, one of its primary responsibilities is to maintain that fluid balance. When a lot of times at the end of the day, you will come in and your feet will be swollen. And from standing, like I said, from standing too long, sitting too long. And we used to you'll find it in, I think it is still in the oils desk reference, but if it's not in there, it's in it's in the raindrop therapy book, where Gary talks about the lymph pump, where you take somebody's foot and you can mechanically work it back and forth. and that will start that lymph moving, because the lymph system is a very passive system. It has some passive valves in there as well, so but it's the mechanical movement of your muscles pushing against those lymph vessels constantly by walking, by exercise, things like that, that push that lymph fluid back up into the body. Because the lymph, you have about 20 liters of fluid in your body. About 17 of that are going to be in your circulatory system, and then the other three are in what is called your interstitial tissue. And so that is that's the space between all your cells. And so if that fluid starts building up in there because maybe you have some things associated with like leaky gut, or you have some other inflammation there that's causing those cells to either open all the way continuously, so you have fluid just flowing where it doesn't belong, which means you have toxins staying in tissues where they don't belong, or those tight junctions are so tight that fluid can't flow back and forth. Maybe it's in some of that. It may be because you are consuming too much salt, or I say too much salt, I mean the wrong kind of salt. Salt's not bad for you. The wrong kind of salt is very bad for you. And so you get that fluid in there, and so it's that mechanical motion of the muscles pushing against those vessels constantly throughout the day that then drive that fluid up, and it eventually comes up through your body and dumps back into your subclavian vein. And so it goes back into your normal circulatory system. And so there's a lot of reasons that we want to get that lymph system flowing and moving more. We had I know our team has had some very dramatic results with we had one person, I believe they lost, what was it, 25 pounds?
22 pounds and 12 inches.
Just doing the lymph cleanse. And that's just because their lymph system was so buggered up that their body was not able to remove that fluid, interstitial fluid, at a high enough rate for them to process. And when they went through the lymph cleanse, well, I didn't speak to them personally, but I would have a hunch that they had to go to the bathroom a lot. And so their body just started dumping that extra fluid as they got their system healthier. Their body's like, oh, I can do the job that I'm supposed to do now because they have relieved this toxic burden. And so Amy's going to talk to you a little bit about, I think she's going to talk to you about some of the steps and kind of some of what is going to happen. And like I said, it's really simple, and it sounds like, oh, that's too easy, what could that do? Well, it's going to do a lot.
Yes, it really can. Now, one of the things that's going to be super important is consistency. You need to do these things every single day. Yeah. It's kind of like somebody who says, oh, I want to lose weight, and they decide to go to the gym, and they go one time and they don't lose any weight. Well, why? Because they did it only one time. They weren't consistent. And so if you want to see some results, you're going to need to be consistent. All right, so one of the things that you're going to do every day is you're going to do your dry brushing. And I know there's going to be a video that's going to be in here explaining
with this brush?
No, Joe. You need a brush that has natural bristles.
This is nylon.
Bristles, not nylon bristles. And so the brush that I got is a boar's hair bristle brush. And so make sure you have a good brush that has natural bristles so you don't damage your skin and hurt your skin.
So the nylon bristles, what they do is they create micro trauma on your skin, and so they cause cellular damage. Even to this tough exterior layer, they're going to cause damage that your body has to heal, and so you're actually doing more harm than good.
Yes.
That's nylon.
So the dry brushing every day, and when I did this, what I did was I did it every morning before I got in the shower. And so I did my dry brushing all over my body, and there's going to be a great video that helps you know exactly how to do that.
Yeah.
Second, after you shower, you're going to take your Citrus Fresh and put it all over your lymph. And so that would be here, 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 in your groin area, behind your knees, even like down around your ankle area. And you're gonna just put your Citrus Fresh there. And the awesome thing about it is it smells really good. Then after that, you're gonna take, so you should have taken your Cell Light Magic and already dumped in there the whole 15 ml bottle of cypress.
After you pour a little bit out.
Yeah, you'll have to dump a little bit of the Cellite Magic out so there's room for the 15 mil of cypress in there. And so you're going to take that then, and then I just use it all over my body like body lotion. And it smells so good, and I loved it because it just soaked right in. Because you would think, oh, massage oil, it's going to get all over my clothes. It didn't. Your skin is just going to go and suck it right up. And so you'll put that on. And then at least every 3 days during the cleanse, you are going to take an Epsom salt bath with 10 drops of rosemary. Now, additionally, you can also put some aluminum-free baking soda and some peroxide in there with it, and there's going to be directions and telling you exactly how much of each of those things to do. And you sit in that bath for 40 minutes. Get yourself a good book and just relax in the bathtub.
So let's just so why cypress oil? And so that may be a question that you're asking yourself. Why can I substitute another oil in there? Maybe purification or maybe something else. So oils are, oils have and oils can do a lot of things in your body. And it really depends on what is going on in your body at that particular time. One of the benefits of cypress oil for many people is it acts as a vasodilator. Not that it's going to cause you to turn pink because it's dilating your vessels at the capillary level, but it's going to cause your blood vessels, that smooth muscle, to relax and kind of let those things open up. And you're not going to flush with it. It's not that type of not that strong of a vasodilator, but it's going to open those things up. And that's going to allow that interstitial space to open up a little bit and allow things to flow and to move quite a bit more efficiently. And so when you do that over your whole body, it's kind of like taking a deep soak in cypress oil. And the benefit of using the Cellite Magic, besides some of the other stuff that's in the Cellite Magic, Cellite Magic, is that it's going to act as a carrier oil on your skin. And what that means is that oil is going to stay on your skin throughout the day much better. When you put an oil on if you just put it on your skin and it is a highly oxidative oil, it's going to oxidize very quickly, and then if there's any evaporation to be done, it's going to evaporate. Well, when you use a carrier oil like Cellite Magic or V6 or something like that, it allows that to stay on your skin for an extended period of time, and then so you're going to carry that benefit with you throughout the day. That's why it's good to do it. You can do it in the first thing in the morning, you can do it right before you go to bed. Either way, the benefit of doing it first thing in the morning is that it's on your skin as you're moving throughout your day, so you can get that added benefit of having that increased movement of between the circulatory system and the lymph system, and you're also going to have that increased benefit of the mechanical motion of to help move things along as well. And then the other was the citrus we talked about, and then the cypress, and then the rosemary. And the rosemary has its own slew of benefits. But all those things that you're putting in that bath for your lymph cleanse bath, just think of it like a detox bath. All those things, and everyone on here probably knows this already, but if you don't, every single one of those elements she talked about, with the exception of peroxide, pulls. And so it's going to draw it's going to draw through your some things that can be detoxed through the skin, and anything that can be is going to pull and start drawing through there. And of course, if you're using a Epsom salt that's a magnesium based salt, then you're going to have that added benefit of there's going to be some of that going in, which is going to allow greater relaxation throughout your body as well. So you have that magnesium, which has the potential to act as I won't explain it exactly, but it's going to cause your smooth muscles, it's going to just cause your skeletal and your smooth muscles both to relax a little bit. And so it's going to, and that alone, just that relaxation is going to reduce anxiety and pressure. And if nothing else were to benefit you, you'd feel better just by the great relaxation response that you're going to have from this. But it's going to do some pulling, and it's going to do quite a bit more, because when those muscles relax, then your circulatory system again it'll move, the lymph system will be able to work better, because those tight junctions relax and stuff can move in and out of the interstitial space much more effectively. And so it is a three-pronged approach. So you have that mechanical dry brushing, and then you have, well, there's several mechanical things: the massaging of the lymph nodes, the mechanical dry brushing, the oils on your skin, and then the Epsom salt bath. And so you're using all these approaches because you don't know exactly what's going to work for you. Every human being is different. That's one of the things I do when we're coaching clients, is to remember that every single human being is different, and what's going to work for one may not work for another. And so you want this multi-pronged approach. And for some people, the multi-pronged is perfect because through every single channel they get a little bit more. And for others, it's going to be a very specific channel that you're going to figure out, that's what I really needed this time.
Yeah.
So,
and then there's the one more thing, and that is
one more thing. There's always one more thing.
Multi-greens.
Oh,
You're
yes.
going to
Yes.
take 3 multi-green capsules in the morning, and then 3 more at lunchtime. And this is just amazing. The energy you're going to get from taking this greens product.
It's a superfood.
Yes, it is. It's full of just excellent things that are going to really help you as well. And so that is the cleanse. And so we are excited to see your results from this, and
we want to hear your questions as well. Since we've been through this, we want to hear your questions. So ask them in the group, and we'd love to make sure that we're answering the questions. And if we need to do another video on explaining something in particular, let us know so that we can do that for you.
all right.